Well, good afternoon, everybody. This is Kai Hayes, your host from Austin, Texas, and welcome back. Welcome back to the second episode of What About Your Story Saturdays. And as you all know, What About Your Story Saturdays is basically inspired by my forthcoming book, Lion at Heart. It is a journey to discovering one's greatness and finding the courage to thrive. So today, I'm even more excited because I am so blessed to interview a very special friend, an individual, a remarkable human being who is well loved by her family, friends, and her community. And I just want us to find out about her journey to success. So, my special guest, Melissa Lahti Brown, is a serial entrepreneur from Colorado Springs, Colorado, right, Melissa?
Yep,
She
that's where I
is
live now.
blessed with six beautiful children, and that is why all she wants is time and financial freedom for her and her family. So without looking back, she took the risk and went to work to make her dreams a reality. So let's hear an inspiring story of a remarkable woman of courage, and let's find out the many sacrifices she endured to become the successful and inspirational person that she is right now. So, Melissa, what about your story?
Oh my goodness, Kai. Thank you so much. And thank you for having me. I'm so excited for your book. I can't wait to read it. So
Thank
I
you.
better get an autographed copy of that.
Absolutely, absolutely. Personally handed to you.
Awesome.
And we're matching today. We're
I
matching.
know.
I didn't even coordinate with you. Ah,
We're just in sync like that. So,
yes,
yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
So, why don't you inspire our viewers truly? Because we are here. That's what we're here for in this world, to make an impact in someone's life. So,
Right. Yeah.
take it
Well,
away.
thank you, Kai. Yeah, I could talk all day. So we'll try and hit the high points here for you guys. I definitely grew up a child of broken homes. I grew up through several divorces and just, struggling as a child, like not knowing my place, not knowing, I don't know, not really having that clear picture of my future, right? There wasn't a person saying, I see this for you. I believe this in you. But honestly, God is so good and he gave me a really strong internal drive. I just have always had that. And, it's one of those things where the picture is kind of cloudy sometimes and you're like, I know I'm destined to greatness, but what exactly that's going to look like, I don't know. And I'm really thankful for the choices that have brought me to where I am today. I didn't graduate from college. I'm definitely a little ADD. I like to be really busy. I like to work really hard. But sitting in a classroom with a teacher who talks slow is just, it kills me. I can't do it. And so, I done some different things. One thing, honestly, I think has been a huge part of where I am today. And I don't know if Kai, you even know this. I don't know if I've shared this with you, but I used to work at a program for at-risk teens. I worked for about 3.5 years at a self-help program. And I absolutely loved it. The only reason I stopped working there is because I became pregnant with my first child. And I saw that a lot of those kids that were there honestly came from upper middle class families and their parents just worked all the time. Their parents were really busy and they didn't have the time to be with their kids. And I'm like, no, not my kids, And so that was a huge motivating factor for me, but also working there, you get to know people and see they're ugly and they're good. And we all have a mix of that, right? Like no one is perfect. And
Mhm.
when you start getting to know hundreds of people on a really, really, really deep level. And I wasn't just working with the kids, we worked with their parents. And these were very successful people that we then, did seminars and things with also. And so you get to know these really successful people on a deep level and you realize nobody's better than anyone else, right? Like we all have stuff. We all have insecurities. We all have gifts. We all have talents and we all have struggles. And when you realize that truly no one is better than you, and if anybody else can achieve a thing that they're going after, you can too. Like, why not you? And I think that really helped me to start thinking of my life and my life possibilities really differently. So then I started having kids. And then I kept having kids, and then I kept having a few more. Right? So it was like
children are blessings.
right? They were so cute. It's like, well, come on, I want 10 more. No, but I was having children and staying home, and my husband went to college, and then he was in the workforce. And I did small businesses always from home because I love business. I love entrepreneurship. I was the kid going door to door selling hot pads, that I had crocheted at home, and I just like it. And so with my kids, I just took little small businesses and I would roll them into other businesses. And I tried a lot of things. I mean, I sold on Etsy, I've sold on Amazon, I've used to buy and sell antiques on Facebook. Like if there was a way to make money with my kids at home with me, I figured it out, and we did that. And I think that too, I'm the homeschooling entrepreneur. I have a podcast. I love to encourage homeschool moms, especially. I mean, homeschool dads are welcome too. But figuring out how to run a business while also raising your family at the same time. And so a lot of the tips we teach aren't even just for homeschool parents, but just parents in general, and how to coordinate the massive, I don't know what's the word, all the time issues we have, right? Like there's a lot of wants on our time. But I lost my train of thought. Yeah. So that one thing, did businesses, I don't know what I was going to tell you. Oh, with my kids. Oh, that was it. Sorry. With the way that we homeschool and the way that we choose to educate our kids, a lot of that is through mentorship. And I really strongly believe that one of the best things we can do for our kids is have them around us while doing business, letting them see work, letting them see these interactions. One of my friends said, man, your kids are getting the best education. They're riding around in the car with me while I'm giving business coaching calls all the time, So they're constantly hearing business coaching, and there's no accidents, right? There's no accidents what children God put in my family. There's no accidents about what callings are on their life. And, I often tell moms this because we get kind of spastic as moms, and like, is my child missing out on this or that or whatever? And
right.
I'm like, honestly, if my child was called to be a Olympic figure skater, I would probably be living near an ice skating rink. I don't think if I was living in the middle of Montana, where I was living, with no ice skating rinks. I mean, maybe you got your pond going on out there, but there was no coaches, there no anything. I don't think God's up there in heaven saying, oh my gosh, I had that plan for her child. She was supposed to be an Olympic figure skater, but Melissa is living in the wrong spot. And this is, all my plans are ruined, right? Like that's just not reality. And I'm so thankful for that peace, honestly, knowing that my kids are with me for a reason, and they're learning the things they need to learn, and to not stress out about it. But I don't know. Okay, I could go on and on. Sorry.
Wow. Well, the thing that you mentioned about no one is better than anyone else truly struck me, because I truly strongly believe that we're all unique and we all make mistakes. No one is perfect as well, right? So we cannot boast about all our achievements, because still, whether you're successful or unsuccessful, we are still human beings and we deserve the respect that we deserve, right?
Yeah,
And so
correct.
I truly admire you for that. And I know that God never makes mistakes for our children, for us, and everything like that, but you are really doing the proper coaching, where you're really training them in action, what's going on in life, instead of like all theories, and everything,
Right.
notebooks. And you really need to kind of like guide our children right now to what's reality. And
Yeah.
I just wanted to ask you, what is your secret of staying, having that line at heart, having that courage to continuously thrive in every situation? Because honestly, just tell me honestly, it wasn't easy for you to become who you are right now, for your success. I mean, let's talk about the crippling anxieties, the
Mhm.
trials and tribulations along the way, because that's what we need to tell people.
Right.
You know, people, everybody wants success, but we've got to be realistic here. So Melissa is going to
Right.
explain to us that, yes, there is success, everybody wants that, but there's the reality behind
Yeah.
success. Okay,
Yeah.
so
And I'll tell you, like, um, so there's so much to my story. Like we could write a book, but with the business that I'm currently in, and I'm in a network marketing company, and I've been doing that for 2 years now. Um, it was one of those things that we saw it and we ran really hard with it not immediately, after a few months. It took us a few months of really gaining a clear vision of what could be, and then we ran hard. But I'll tell you, in that, one thing I don't like is dwelling on negative stuff. Right. So I don't want to talk about negative. I don't want to be negative. And sometimes you call people, you talk to them, and they're negative, and I just wanted to avoid that. I don't want to hear no. I don't want to hear people saying, you're crazy, what are you doing, that's crazy. And those things, they kind of wears on you, because when you're talking to person after person about what you have, and I know in my heart of hearts that I had a great product with an excellent business model. I knew that, but the other people I was talking to didn't always know that. And they still, sometimes now I still talk to people, and I mean, we've had a couple people that said, oh, you're trying to scam us. That was like heartbreaking, and I think, like, how do you know me, you've known me, like, these people would think this, and I'm like, you've known me forever. I hope that I've always had integrity, and people can really trust that. But there are some people that are just skeptical, or some people that have been burned with a situation that might seem similar to what we had to offer. And those were the hard things for me. Like, it wasn't the talking in front of people. I absolutely love that. Those things didn't scare me. What I struggled with was avoiding hearing the word no. And so I wouldn't maybe have a conversation with somebody because I didn't want to hear negative stuff, but it's just inevitable, right? And so what I kind of do for that is I talk about brainwashing myself all the time. And so it's just like, listening to motivational, maybe it's music. I love podcasts. There's certain trainers that I love to listen to. But then also call customers that I know have had amazing results. And I'll just be like, call them, how you doing? How's it going? And then they tell me, oh my gosh, this is better, and I'm feeling better, and this is happening. And it just builds that you back up, and you're like, okay, I'm ready to go again. Okay, I can call and maybe hear someone tell me I'm crazy again, because that's just reality. No matter what we're sharing, there's always going to be someone that doesn't see it, and we just can't take it personal, right?
So, with that said, I believe that you love to surround yourself with positive people, right?
For sure.
Because, and you separate yourself from the negativity. That's one thing. And that's the reason why you continue to move forward, because you didn't allow yourself, sorry, to surround yourself with so much negativity, because it pulls us down, right?
Yeah.
And I so much agree with that. So that's one of the key components of why you are successful, because you kind of like lean towards the positivity. You associate yourself with positive people. So this could be such a great lesson for everybody who's listening, that truly we need to discard the people who are not um, providing value, right?
Well, I mean, discard might be kind of a strong word. And I don't know if that's really what you would mean to say, really, because I know your heart. And it's like, we can still love on people without letting them into our inner circle. And so I really believe that God's called us to love everybody, even the people that are really hard to love. But at the same time, maybe that means I don't call that person on the phone anymore, because I know that phone call goes down this negative spiral. And I just, no. Life is too short. If there's a problem, I want to fix that problem. So if there's something that's, if people are complaining about something that we need to address, like, let's do that, and let's come up with a solution. But when people just want to whine and complain. Yeah, I heard a brilliant person say the other day that they often drink water, and I would encourage you to drink some brain food here. But if you're drinking a lot of water, if you get stuck with some people that are going down this negative thing, just be like, oh, I'm sorry, I have to go to the restroom, and just get yourself out of that situation. I was like, oh, that's really smart, because sometimes, sometimes I want to say, hey, stop being negative. But then that turns into this negative thing too. I don't know. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. You don't have to discard them in your life, but you keep on loving them. I love that. Yeah, because they're, maybe they're just experiencing some negativity as well in their environment, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
My voice is just coming. Oh, so
Yeah.
sorry about this.
But we just need to,
what would be your advice to people that are facing some kind of struggles in life? And so how would you advise them to keep on continuing when you know that it's hard? You and I know it's not easy sometimes. Life happens, right?
Right.
And so how
to
would you,
all of us.
to all of us. So would you mind to give some pointers and words of encouragement to how could they fight that? Because why can we do it? If we can do it, I'm sure they can do it.
Yeah.
They just needed some guidance and all that. So would you share your wisdom on that?
Yeah, I would love to, Kai. That's something actually I was just talking about yesterday on Facebook, because I think some problems come up for every single one of us, guys. Like, there's not enough money in the world to take away every person's problems. We all are dealing with other people. We all bump up into each other, and have some stuff go on. But the first thing is really like, and what I was saying yesterday is, I think too many people, when a problem arises, they go, oh, I think that's a sign I'm not supposed to do this. And I don't know who told them that. And I'm not sure. I'm like, and I hear it a lot from Christians. And I mean, that's obviously my worldview. I'm talking to everybody here, but I hear Christians say, oh, this must be from God. Like, this is a big challenge. I think I'm not supposed to do that. And I don't know where the Bible says life's going to be easy. Like, don't do things that are hard. I really don't think that's accurate. And so when you start just reframing that, when a challenge comes up to you, just be like, challenge accepted. Okay, I'm going to figure this problem out too. Like, this is not the stop sign, right? This is a little speed bump, and we're going to figure it out, and we're going to go past. But I think every one of us is going to be a little bit different in how we overcome the challenges, and especially like what exactly the challenges are. But a lot of that's just your self-talk. It's what you believe about yourself. And sometimes you might not believe it at first, but you have to keep telling yourself, like, I'm an overcomer. I have a goal. Like, be so clear on your goals. The more clear you can get on exactly what you want to create in your life. And I'm not saying a Ferrari and a mansion. I'm saying, like, for me, I want to be a mom that says yes more. Like, I was sick of being the mom that drove by the amusement park or the zoo or whatever. And I was like, no, we can't do that. We can't do that. Like, I want to create more options for my kids. That is a really big thing for me. But also it's like, I want, some of those things that we can think about for our goals are more like emotions, like, just living a life of peace, not worrying every month how you're going to pay the bills, right? Like, maybe you just want a peaceful home. You want money left over at the end of the paycheck. Like, those kinds of things can really be huge for you right now. And the more clear you can get on why you're working now, it's going to help you push through when the hard times come, because they're going to come for every single one of you.
Wow. And what about Ryan? I'd like to just ask you about how valuable a spouse or husband or a wife support in building your journey to success in
For sure. Yeah, I was really blessed that when I saw our business, my husband was sitting right next to me, and he saw it, and he was like, I want to do this, and I'm like, are you sure? Because that was one of my main goals, is I wanted us to build a business together. And so it was really nice that he saw it. But you know what? Not everybody watching this has that, and I think that I don't want people to use that as an excuse not to go after their dreams, right? Because sometimes, the thing is that opposites attract. And where one person's more of a risk taker in an area, another person's really conservative in an area. And like for Ryan and I mean, we're conservative and risk taking at different levels on all sorts of different things, right? So it's like when business is coming to business, I'm way more a risk taker. When it's coming to like rock climbing, he's the risk taker, and I'm like, oh my gosh, are my babies safe? So that kind of changes. But a lot of times business leaders that I talk to, those really strong entrepreneurs that have that visionary mind and they can see something in the future and they can see how it's going to come. A lot of times they're not married to people with that same gift. And I don't
True.
want you to take that their kind of questioning thing, or they're kind of like, they're a little scared, right? And I don't think we can allow that to affect us, because God just made us differently. It's still good to, bounce ideas off of each other. And it's wonderful when you have a supportive spouse. And if you, whoever's watching this right now, if you're the spouse that, your spouse has an idea that you think is a little crazy. Okay. I'm thinking, how many people thought Steve Jobs was crazy? How many people thought Mark Zuckerberg was crazy, right? Like, these visionary thinkers look odd to the rest of the world. So just give them the benefit of the doubt. I guess, it's like, cheer on the things you can cheer on, when you can encourage. I was so blessed last night. It was Valentine's, and my husband and I went on a date, and I said, what was your favorite part of Cancun? So we just went when we saw Kai there. We were there for a business training, and he said, watching you on stage was one of my favorite parts of the weekend. And I was like, oh,
wow,
that was like
your biggest blessing. Your biggest fan.
Yeah. It was amazing. And it's like, though, that sentence deeply affected me. And I think, we all just need to make sure that we use our words well, but it was a big thing for me.
Absolutely. Well, Melissa, I saw you at the stage, and I was taking photos after photos after photos, because in my heart that I am so very, very proud of you for your achievement. And you don't know how much, because I've seen you grow. Goodness. And now you are one of us. So definitely I am so excited for your future even more, right? And the thing that I can say is that right now you are full of excitement, and that's the people probably were so attracted with you. You are so positive. I've never seen you pout. I haven't.
I
so
don't
far.
pout. I do get mad,
And
but I probably not
you have just exhibited so much fun and energy with us around you. And I just so admire your leadership as well. And you stand for your right, and I know you speak your mind out all the time, and that's truly courageous. And that's what I see in you, the lion in you. And I hope that you inspired everybody here who are listening to us, definitely, and follow your wisdom. That truly this is not easy. This is not easy to reach success, but people must be willing to sacrifice, because that's what success is all about. And for your words of wisdom, just before we close, Melissa, would you please say something to our viewers right now?
Well, thank you, Kai, so much. I just adore you. I love your spirit. You're just such a ball of loving energy, and I just love it. I'm gonna just
thank you.
Tell you guys, what I said in Cancun as I ended, because it's something that's really been on my heart so much lately. And it's that I don't want to be the kind of mom that just says, do what I say. I deeply want to be the mom that says, do what I do. And I want to lead my children passionately to follow their dreams. So thank you.
What a beautiful, beautiful words of wisdom as a parting ways for us. Melissa, I'm going to see you very soon at St. George, Utah. And I will continue to pray for your journey, for your successful journey with Ryan and the 6 children. I am so proud of you, and I'm sure your family, your friends are very, very proud of you and your success. And continue to be grounded. Continue as loving as you are. I love you so much, and I truly respect you for all that you do, for representing very, very highly of your business, for your industry. And thank you very much for honoring this invitation. And I'll see you again. So thank you very much, you guys, for tuning in. Melissa Lahti Brown, the person to watch. I love you. Bye.
Thank you. Love you, Kai. Bye.
Bye bye.